Hi everyone, let's talk about Werewords, and this is going to be a little bit different here. It's a first impressions video without a playthrough. So this is a bit unusual for me because I generally only play 2 players or solo games, and this is a 4-player minimum, as you might expect, it being based on it's kind of a cross between 20 questions and werewolf. And so I'll give you a little bit of an overview, kind of crossing over into a normal board game review format, but it's very quick. It's so quick to explain. So someone will be the mayor. You will have all of these cards. You will have a mayor, a werewolf, and a seer, and then you will have some villager cards for the rest of the people, depending on how many you're playing. You deal them out and you'll have one in the middle of the table then. Whoever is the mayor speaks up and they will see the thing that's in the middle, the role that's in the middle, and that will be theirs as well. So it is possible for the mayor to be the werewolf or the mayor to be the seer. More on that a little bit later. But the mayor will then go into the app, which you can download. It's very nice. It's very similar to the One Night Ultimate Werewolf app, where you will input a few things and then it will do the close. Everybody close your eyes. Mayor, open your eyes. And then the mayor will choose from a list of words. There's difficulties in the words, and they get insanely difficult to be able to guess in the yes/no question format. But yeah, you can start off very, very simple, but they do get crazy hard, in the sense that Pictomania, when you go to the hard words in that, it just gets insanely abstract and kind of just really, really vague, but really, really fun trying to interpret these things. So yeah, anyway, the mayor's going to pick a word and then shut his eyes. The seer then gets the word and it keeps it secret, and the werewolf gets to see the word as well. So then everybody opens their eyes, and obviously everyone knows who the mayor is. The mayor is not allowed to speak, but has a ton of these questions. A ton of these answers. So you have yes/no things. You have so close, because you've only got a few of these things. You've mainly got tons of yes or no's. You've got some maybes as well, a couple of so closes, and then in the end, you've got a correct if they manage to get there. So you've got a load of these tokens, and you've got until the tokens run out for your team to guess the word. Then at the end, the seer knows the word, obviously, and can try and guide everybody else as to what the word is. But at the end of the game, if the werewolf guesses who the seer was, the werewolf wins. So the werewolf, in kind of the opposite vein, is trying to put everybody off. The werewolf knows what the word is and is trying to subtly, hopefully subtly, just nudge everybody in the wrong direction so that they won't guess the word, because the werewolf wins if people don't guess the word, and if they do manage it, he wins if he manages to guess the seer. So it's a very strange, it's a very unique kind of social deduction thing, because you are playing, you're kind of playing the werewolf system around this 20 questions thing. What makes it even more interesting is that the mayor can be the seer as well. And so there won't be an extra person that is giving everybody clues, but that can kind of, it can really confuse the werewolf, because at the end, it's not really, even though it's a rule, it's not really intuitive that you would guess the mayor, because he's not really giving hints to anybody. He can't, because he's the mayor. But if everybody's completely clueless and then manages to completely work it out and no one was helping, maybe the werewolf would realise that. The other thing is that the mayor can be the werewolf and can lie about all of the questions, which makes a really, again, a really unique thing, because the people can ask these questions and you have to kind of be on your toes then, because the mayor can always be the werewolf, and you have to be thinking, and we were talking about this because it hasn't actually happened in our games, but we were talking about the possibility, and then thinking that, well, the players would have to try and maybe catch the mayor out and be keeping track on if he was being consistent on his answers, because if you could spot inconsistencies, then you'd know that, okay, that he's the werewolf then. And there are more things. If you've got more players, you can add extra werewolves and things in, and there are different options in the app. The app is kind of keeping track of all of these things, so that's a really nice option. And it's got, as I said, it's very similar to the One Night Ultimate Werewolf app, where it's all got a lovely voiceover and guides everybody through the game, so everything is kind of straightforward and arranged for you by the app. So that's, enough about the game itself. What did I think? I tend to not like social deduction games at all. I really, really don't like them. but it's because I personally really don't enjoy being in them. If I am the liar, if I'm the bad guy in the resistance or whatever it is, I'm just terrible at it. I'm terrible at lying, and so paranoid about how obvious it is that I'm the bad guy that I don't enjoy it at all if I am the bad guy. And if I'm the good guy, I'm not really that invested finding everything out, and I tend to just kind of I tend to laugh at things that are happening, and that usually leads people to think that I'm a bad guy, and I kind of think, well, vote for me then, you'll see that I'm not. But yeah, I really don't have fun with them at all. Now, I've tried quite a few over the years. Resistance was a very early game for us, but Werewords is it's different. It's not entirely a social deduction game in a conventional sense. It is wrapped around this. It's wrapped around a guessing game, which I wouldn't expect to change it that much, but it really, really does. It really softens it up and kind of make it really, really engage me that I really want them to guess the word. When you're the mayor, all you can do is these clues, and then people ask. It's hard that you have to kind of rapid fire think of an answer, and then you'll suddenly realise that, oh no, that was wrong. I should have put maybe, or I said yes to that and it was a no. A lot of questions about is it an adjective or a verb, and then you just snap decision, put a token down, and they go, oh wait, that's not what an adjective is. Why was I thinking that? And then you've led them down the wrong path, and now they're going to think you're the werewolf or something. There's a lot of different things that can happen in this, and there's not really as much pressure. There's still that social deduction thing of everybody is playing for their teams and has to be kind of surreptitious about it, because if you are obvious about any of it, if you're too obvious as the werewolf, no one's going to listen to you, and everybody's going to know you're the werewolf, and then the seer is probably going to be really, really tight-lipped then to make sure you can't guess them if they do manage to get the word. And if you're the seer, you've really got to kind of egg people on, but not be obvious about it, as we had in our games, where sometimes it was so hopeless, the word, and we were getting nowhere, that the seer ended up being a little bit too obvious, and just made it, well, everybody guessed the word, but it was so obvious you were the seer that everybody lost anyway. It's really, really interesting for such a simple game. I know that there's Insider as well, that I don't think has the things where the person who knows the word can also be the different roles. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know that this has a lot more to it than that. It's the same basic concept at its core of, that you're playing a guessing game and somebody knows the word and is trying to guide you, and if they are guessed, then they lose. But the werewolf theming, it's not a huge deal for me, because I didn't really like Ultimate Werewolf or anything like that. But it's familiar is the good thing, because as soon as it's explaining to you you're a villager, so that just means you're nothing. You're the seer, you're the werewolf, and need to be doing the opposite of everybody else. It clicks very, very easily, because it's a familiar and simple system that is wrapped around a slightly strange thing, but I think it really makes social deduction a lot more interesting for me anyway. So if you are usually not into social deduction, then this might be one to try out if you've got enough people to play it. It plays 4 to 10. It's super quick. You'll end up playing a few rounds of it in one go. And yeah, I think it's definitely worth a look. That is Werewords. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you for the next game. Bye.